2017 has been actually a very interesting year for shareholder resolutions because we've seen in the US market at ExxonMobil and a number of other very high carbon companies, management who had resisted and recommended to shareholders that they should not support resolutions, and nevertheless getting a majority in support of these climate disclosure resolutions. So that's a very positive sign that the biggest fund managers in the world, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, are waking up and are showing that they will support requirements on companies put forward by smaller shareholders that say we want to see the data about how this company is managing climate risk. So it's a big development, very important this year. Now, on the downside, I would say that some of the disclosures that we're getting as a result of these kind of resolutions don't necessarily lend confidence that the high carbon companies are truly transitioning towards a low carbon world that aligns with the Paris Climate Agreement. So we're seeing action from the investment community, which is great. We're not necessarily seeing a commensurate level of action from the corporate community, from some of the high carbon companies. They're still hoping that the world will not change, that they will be able to continue business as usual. And at some point, I do think we might see a real sort of reevaluation in capital markets of the value of some of those companies. So these are really interesting times. Two things motivate me to work in this area. First of all, I truly believe that we have no chance of tackling climate change and other environmental challenges unless we get the financial markets on our side and really working to support corporate transformation towards a low carbon world. Capital markets and the work that I and others are doing in this space, I think, are absolutely critical to the solutions we need and to real solutions. On the other hand, I'm also motivated by this because I think through green finance, we actually get a lens on issues in the broader financial markets about, democratizing those markets and really making sure that they serve ordinary people whose retirement savings are invested by very large investors on their behalf. Often people have very little visibility on that. And I think through green finance, we begin to kind of rethink some of the culture, structures, practices that have not been healthy in capital markets. So it serves that purpose too. The OECD is a fantastically important agent of change and intelligent change in this space. So, they've always been this sort of global expert organization, and it's brilliant to see, for example, the long work that's been done on pensions by the OECD now locking into this theme of green finance. And so I think we're seeing very bright, smart thinking coming out of the OECD, and it's having a positive influence around the world.